What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're at the field and we're going to be doing a play test with the new Predators. So I'm going to be doing some free kicks, some step overs and stuff like that, so you guys can see the boots in action. This is also my first time wearing the boot, so I'm going to share with you guys my first impressions and like first thoughts like right out on the field. So before we start the video, if you guys can, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. All right, let's get to it. So usually I don't tie my laces when I started with the new boot. But this time the Preds are actually pretty comfortable, so I'm just going to tie them just because I don't feel any hot spots. These are pretty comfortable right out of the box. They already feel pretty comfortable. I don't think there's much of a break in time either. Alright guys, so here I have the new Preds on feet, and these boots are super comfortable. I feel no hot spots whatsoever, and so that's why I tied my laces. Usually I don't tie my laces when I get new boots just because that's the way I break them in, but these honestly, they're super comfortable right out of the box. Like I could play a game with these. So in terms of sizing, I went true to size, so I would recommend going true to size on these. But yeah, first impressions on the fit, like on field, super comfortable. I actually really like the way these fit. They do have less volume than the previous Preds. Like the accuracy did have more width and volume, and these are overall a bit slimmer, but they still fit my foot pretty nicely. And I think the changes to like the shape of the boot is actually better. It just fits a bit more snug. They're not tight, they're just snug. So right now we're just gonna juggle with the ball, and I'll let you guys know the feel of the boot. Alright guys, so I've been juggling for a couple minutes now, maybe like 10 minutes, and the touch on the ball is really great. The upper is actually kind of not super thin, but it is thinner than the previous accuracy, and so there isn't much padding to it. So this one is a bit thinner, but it's not super thin. There's still a little bit of padding to the Hybrid Touch synthetic, and you still feel the rubber elements. So I feel like since the upper is a bit thinner, you just feel the elements, like these rubber elements, a bit more when just juggling, and I'm guessing that I'm going to feel them a lot more when I am striking the ball, so that's pretty nice. So like I said, I have no discomfort with the boot whatsoever. They fit perfectly, like even like just juggling around, and the upper is just getting softer. In terms of the rubber elements, they are pretty grippy, and the field is actually kind of wet. You guys can see the boots are already kind of wet. It's not raining, just the field. It did rain last night, and so, but it still adds a good amount of grip when I'm just juggling and hitting this area. So the grip is there, you do feel it. So just imagine when when you're striking the ball, it is going to be pretty grippy. Like here, actually I haven't like hit the ball here. I don't really juggle with the top of my foot, I just juggle with like the toes. But so far the boots feel really great. I'm actually loving the way they feel. Alright, so dribbling with the ball actually feels pretty nice. Like I said, the upper is kind of thin, it's not so padded, but there is still a little bit of like, just a little bit of padding with the hybrid touch. So it feels still pretty like, not a super dampened sensation, but it doesn't feel super thin. It doesn't feel like an F50 Adidas you're on. So with dribbling, I didn't really feel so much the rubber element all that much, just because I was dribbling with the outside. When I did touch it with the inside, it was a bit grippy, but it wasn't like, I didn't trip over the ball. I guess because I'm just used to like grip elements now with the previous accuracy as well as the GX. So maybe when you guys first try these and you haven't worn like grip elements on cleats before, maybe it might take like a couple of minutes for you to adjust. But other than that, they feel pretty good. They're not like all over the boot, just in the striking area. So right now I'm just gonna take some free kicks and shoot around, and I'll let you guys know afterwards my overall thoughts of the boot. Alright guys, so I've been here for about like an hour and a half, around there. And these boots feel amazing. I just really like the way they fit, the way they feel. Like the elements here, just they're just more noticeable in this model, just because like the upper is thinner. So when you're striking the ball, you just notice them a bit more, you feel them. And the accuracy, yes, you felt the grip, but you didn't really feel the little dots. You just noticed the grip. This time around, because the elements are like a bit thicker, you just like notice them a lot more, and it just feels really nice when you're striking the ball. Obviously the elements do add a good amount of grip, and you do notice it on like when you're shooting and striking, especially when you're curving the ball, you see more spin. And obviously these aren't going to make you like shoot any better. They're not going to give you the technique to like curl the ball, but it makes it a lot easier to provide like spin to the ball to your shot. Again, the shape is amazing. I do have a wider foot, and you know, these fit me perfectly. I didn't have any issues with like the width, nothing, no pinching, no nothing. These are really good from right out of the box. Because the hybrid touch is a bit thinner this time around, I feel like there isn't much break-in period, and the upper just gets a lot softer as you play with them. The sole plate is also new and it feels really nice. It's not super stiff and it's not really flexible. It's a nice in between, but you do get a good amount of stability in the midfoot, like in this area. You do get a good amount of stability, and in the forefoot, it's not super like it's not snappy, but there is a bit of responsiveness there. It's not super flexible. So if you guys kind of like that more of a responsive sole plate, but not super stiff, this is a really good option. The stud pattern is great for AG. Adidas had kind of used this like stud pattern before, and it just works perfectly for AG. I'm pretty sure an FG is going to be great too. And then the tongue, honestly, I didn't really notice it. It didn't bother me at all, like when shooting or whenever like doing dribbling and stuff like that. I didn't notice the tongue whatsoever. More so for looks. It doesn't really provide, obviously it's not like a performance benefit or nothing, and I just didn't really notice it. I didn't feel the strap, nothing. So I guess if you guys just want the tongue, just go ahead and get it if you like the way it looks. If not, you get the one without the tongue. Either way, I'm pretty sure they both feel the same. But I didn't notice any extra bulk or anything. It didn't really feel, and it didn't really get in the way when like dribbling or shooting. Like for me, I didn't notice it. Maybe at first, but after time went on, I just did not notice it whatsoever. Also, the one thing I want to talk about is the heel. In the previous model, and the accuracy, the heel, there was a bit of slippage. This time around, it's just, you know, no slippage whatsoever. It's just nice and locked in. Like I felt a good amount of stability in my heel. No slippage, no nothing. And here the entrance, you guys can see the tongue kind of goes over, but it doesn't feel like your shoe's gonna come out because you still are able to tie them all the way to the top. It's just the way it looks, but you do have like more exposed area here, I guess. But the stability is good. Structure is pretty decent. I didn't find any rollover whatsoever, so it felt pretty good. So overall, the new Pred is just a good improvement from the accuracy. I really love the way this boot fits. It might be my favorite boot of 2024, and 2024 hasn't even started. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on this boot, make sure to leave them in the comments. If you guys did enjoy this playtest video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.